Right now at 6, firefighters in southwest Missouri battle a pair of blazes during an elevated fire risk day.
And we've got ourselves a warmer and sunnier day out there. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, local high schoolers get a hands-on demonstration of Pitt State's nursing school.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6 a.m. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. So it rained a little last night.
Just a little bit, yeah. Just a little
slept through most of that.
Yeah.
Still adjusting to going to bed so early, waking up so early?
You know, I got to admit, I napped all day yesterday. All day yesterday. I got myself a little Panda Express. I'm not even ashamed of it. And I napped all day after that. But it was fun. It was a good time.
Yeah, that's what I was telling you. When I made the switch over to mornings, that's what I think the first 2 weeks I would leave and immediately go home and sleep for like 2 hours. But you get
Everyone
used to
warned
it.
me about that, but it wasn't too bad. Especially, I'm glad that I can at least eat dinner at a normal time that I'm used to working on the weekends.
That's true. That's because your dinner, comes about 7, 8 o'clock at night sometimes.
Sometimes or midnight, whenever I get
you
home.
have time.
Whatever works.
Exactly. Well, today is a beautiful day to get out and enjoy. Maybe have a picnic lunch or a picnic dinner, depending on how early you eat. This is our camera on top of the Cornell Complex, downtown Joplin, looking pretty good. We are cloudy, and the roads are continuing to dry out after those overnight showers. MoDOT camera, 32nd range line. Again, still a few wet spots here and there, but otherwise not bad out there. Skywatch Storm Tracker, look back to the south and west. Now, there are still some clouds out there, but we are going to start to see skies clear, and we still have a few showers just to the east of Nevada out there associated with this big system. Brought us the rain, bringing snow into Illinois, northeastern Missouri, and showers and storms all the way down to the Gulf. Temperatures this morning about 10 degrees warmer than where we were yesterday at this time, mid-upper 30s out there. So not a bad start to the day. Kids getting on the bus. It's going to fall back just a little bit back into the about 34, mostly cloudy, south breeze 5 to 10. When the bus brings them home, though, totally opposite story. Sunny skies, 56, and that wind staying much more manageable, at least for today. Highs mid-upper 50s, clearing through the morning, sunny skies into the afternoon, clear skies into the overnight. Temperatures will continue to warm as we head into this weekend. However, those really gusty winds will return. We'll take a look at all of that in the full forecast a little later. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, authorities in Montgomery County, Kansas, file murder charges in connection with the death of a Coffeyville man. Michael McGinnis Jr. of Liberty, Kansas, and William McGinnis of South Coffeyville, Oklahoma, are both now charged with first-degree murder. They're accused in the premeditated death of 39-year-old Raymond Burnett. Police found the victim with a gunshot wound at a Coffeyville, Kansas home on February 3rd. He later died at the hospital. If convicted, both men could face life imprisonment with no chance of parole for 50 years. Well, some Southwest Missouri firefighters have been busy yesterday of elevated fire risk. East of Neosho, Missouri, a fire tire created a plume of smoke visible for many miles. This is at Used Tires Wholesale near the intersection of Highway 86 and Highway 60. The smoke began to fade at around 5:30 p.m. last night. However, crews were still working late into the evening, hitting hot spots, flaring up. There are no reports of injuries, no word on the cause of this fire. And a wildland fire in the Carthage area burned for hours before crew managed to finally get it out yesterday afternoon. It swept through about 60 acres of grassland and brush. Investigators think it started as a controlled fire that grew out of control. We have no reports of injuries and no buildings are damaged. Missouri lawmakers advanced a bill that would provide a property tax break for residents. Officials say it would cut taxes by roughly $138 million. They say this is in response to local tax collections surging because of higher vehicle values. If passed, it would take effect in 2026. The bill now goes to the Senate. Early voting for the March 5th presidential preferential primary election begins this week. Voters in Ottawa County, Oklahoma can head to the community room at the courthouse annex to cast their votes today from 8 a.m. until 6 p.m. and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 2 p.m. Well, high schoolers from around the area gathered at Pitt State's Irene Ransom Bradley School of Nursing. Almost 170 high school students got to attend yesterday's event and toured the facility. High schoolers engaged with 40 nursing students at the PSU School of Nursing. They got to learn CPA, how to administer vaccines, and participate in the simulation hospital. Pitt State students say it's great to see so many students interested in the field as the country is suffering from a nationwide nursing shortage.
I think it's really exciting. I mean, when we first were in the program last year, we didn't get the sim hospital, so we're kind of learning it with them, honestly. This is our first year with it. So that's been really neat, and it's exciting to see a bunch of new nurses coming because of the shortage. So
I think it's always nice to kind of guide people and people who are younger than us and talk to them in a way that they're new and they feel kind of confused and lost, and that's how we felt 2 years ago, so we can just help them out in that area.
This is the most high schoolers to ever attend this event. That's a look at this morning's top stories and weather in our first 7 minutes, coming up on the KOAM Morning News. March is National Women's History Month, and it's time to honor all the strong and courageous women who came before us. Plus, Texas got a double dose of attention from two 2024 presidential frontrunners, with the border and immigration emerging as a top campaign issue. And Chris Warner returns with another look at your Friday forecast. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Served. Most don't consider them updates instantly. Download the all-new KOAM News Now app today. Your gateway to news your way. Powered by KOAM News Now.
Topping Nation Watch this morning, the massive Smokehouse Creek fire is now the largest wildfire in Texas history. The blaze has killed at least 2 people since it sparked Monday and is still burning, mostly out of control. As Jessica Taylor reports, workers are mobilizing to help.
We have individuals and families that...
The team at the Austin Disaster Relief Network is waiting on the call to head out to the Texas Panhandle.
Every opportunity we get to serve individuals and families, we lean in.
The Smokehouse Creek fire has already torched more than 1 million acres.
For homes that have been destroyed, we have buckets that we're ready, have prepared and positioned to make available.
The ADRN typically comes in to help about 3 days after a disaster first hits. They collaborate with the Texas Department of Emergency Management and local partners, and they have pallets of supplies packed and prepared.
What we've learned is the timing and the assessing of needs is critical to getting people what they need to get at that time. We don't want to send things that people don't need. So we're really just listening for what precisely do you need so that we can get them there.
Austinites can also help fire victims through the ADRN. They welcome volunteers, donations to help deploy more resources out to the area, and prayer.
These people are going to go through a devastating season, and it's going to be long-term. And so we want to pray. And even for those that are working on the efforts right now, the first responders.
Conditions are set for the fire to continue spreading through the weekend. Temperatures in the region are expected to warm up to the 70s with the dry air and gusty winds. Well, March is National Women's History Month, and it's time to honor all the strong and courageous women who came before us, paving the way and opening doors. Visionaries such as Sojourner Truth, Louisa May Alcott, Susan B. Anthony, Coretta Scott King, Rosa Parks, and thousands more who played prominent roles in getting women to where they are today. You can keep carrying their torch onward by taking the time to learn more about women's history and appreciating the strength and determination of females across the country over hundreds of years. The National Women's Party, a political group dedicated to women's suffrage, the first major suffragist parade in Washington, D.C., Title IX, and the Equal Rights Amendment all came to be during the month of March. In spite of several close calls on U.S. runways, 2023 has been recorded as the safest year ever for flying commercial. That also means traveling by plane remains the safest form of travel overall. The latest report compiled by the International Air Transport Association found that 2023 had the lowest fatality risk for airline passengers. That goes all the way back to the IATA's first ever commercial aviation safety report in 1964. There were 37 million flights in 2023, but while it was the safest year on record, It was not without some tragedy. Yeti Airlines Flight 691 crashed in Nepal in January 2023, killing 72 people. The federal judge in E. Jean Carroll's defamation case is expected to make a decision sooner on former President Trump's request to delay the $83 million judgment. Carroll told the judge he should not be given more time to post the money she was awarded, calling Trump, quote, the least trustworthy of borrowers. A final verdict was made on February 8th, giving Mr. Trump 30 days to pay out the damages award of $83.3 million. In order to appeal the verdict, Mr. Trump is required to pay the full amount to the court, which would hold the money while the appeal is pending. Mr. Trump asked the judge last Friday to give him additional time to satisfy the judgment while he appeals the jury verdict, or to allow him to post a lesser amount, like 1/3 or half. The Biden administration announced Thursday it would delay a key part of its signature climate plan until after the presidential election. The Environmental Protection Agency said it will move forward with finalizing standards to cut emissions from existing coal and new natural gas plants this spring. However, the EPA said it will cut existing gas plants out of the proposed regulation and begin work immediately on a separate rule for existing gas plants. EPA Administrator Michael Regan has said in a statement the move would achieve greater emission reductions than the current proposal because it would focus on a bigger range of pollutants and air toxics. But the process to propose and enact new federal regulations is lengthy, and a new rule would not be done in time before the November election. Well, yesterday, Texas got a double dose of attention from two 2024 presidential frontrunners, with the border and immigration emerging as a top campaign issue. President Biden used his visit to call on Republicans in Congress to pass bipartisan border bills. While 300 miles away, former President Donald Trump slammed Biden's border policies and focused on crime. The visits come as early voting in Texas wraps up today ahead of next week's Super Tuesday primary contest. CBS News correspondent Naomi Ruckham has more from New York.
We need to act.
President Biden and former President Trump dishing out blame in dueling visits to the border Thursday.
This is a Joe Biden invasion.
It's time for the speakers and some of my Republican friends in Congress to show a little spine.
The president took a tour with Border Patrol agents in Brownsville, Texas, where he also made this personal plea to his predecessor after accusing him of tanking a bipartisan border bill.
Join me, or I'll join you, in telling the Congress to pass this bipartisan border security bill. We can do it together.
A few hundred miles away in Eagle Pass, Trump was joined by Texas Governor Greg Abbott as he bashed Biden for rolling back his border policies.
We had remain in Mexico. Remember that? You can't come into our country. We had no more catch and release.
Sources have previously told CBS News President Biden is considering executive action that would severely restrict access to the U.S. asylum system after U.S. Border Patrol reported a record 2.4 million migrant crossings last year.
It's a very big issue. We need to fix our immigration system.
A big issue that's top of mind in the Lone Star State as voters there head to the primary polls this Super Tuesday. Naomi Ruckham, CBS News.
Also yesterday, a federal judge in Austin blocked a Texas state law that would allow state and local law enforcement to arrest, jail, and prosecute migrants who illegally cross the border. Governor Greg Abbott says the state will appeal the decision. That's a look at some of today's top national stories. Here's Chris with a look at your forecast.
Yeah, we had a few stray showers across the area last night. We are beginning to clear out. Skywatch Storm Tracker, still a couple of showers just to the northeast of Nevada. Otherwise, not bad. All associated with a big system that's now shifting snow and thunderstorms off to our east, and it stretches all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. Our camera 7th and range line looking pretty good out there. We've still got those cloudy skies, but they will begin to clear through the morning, and we're looking to go sunny as we head into the afternoon, and temperatures warming up into the mid to upper 50s. We do have warmer weather this weekend. We have windier weather this weekend. We'll look at all that in the full forecast in just a few more minutes.
The Springfield RV Mega Show returns to the Ozark Empire Fairgrounds this weekend.
You're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
Pittsburgh Community Theater production of Biloxi Blues opens March 22nd.
Well, a Texas toddler has been turned into a golden girl with a doozy of a hairdo. Jan Moose reports the internet is enchanted with her and the nostalgia she invokes.
She is a 1-year-old suddenly transformed into her golden years.
Thank you for being a friend.
There's a reason Evelyn Mae Mathis is accompanied by the Golden Girls theme song.
She turned into a little mini Betty White.
After Evie's grandmother, a hairstylist, gave her first haircut, blow dry, and tease, the result
Back again.
teased the internet into a frenzy of 80s nostalgia. That landline, those padded shoulders, applying Liz Taylor's White Diamonds perfume. Mom and Grandma take their style cues from the comments people leave. Commenters recognize the 80s in Evie. I took a jazzercise class from her in '89. She sold me some Mary Kay cosmetics last week. Most say she reminds them of either Blanche or Rose.
You did? You didn't? Maybe I should have done my own hair. I've been doing it for years. That's why it looks like something you buy on a stick at halftime.
Evie's hair literally bounces. The other day it bounced.
Thank you for being a friend.
To the grocery store, there's a whiff of the past in the wafers she passes, in the candy she passes out. Her mom says the secret sauce is the Texas toddler's large volume of hair and its texture. And of course,
Just gotta tease the heck out of it.
she says she was shocked when, after that first hairstyling, Evie
Popped out looking like an old lady.
not old, golden.
Whose hair do I wash next?
Ginny Moose, CNN, New York.
She could certainly give Rose and Blanche a run for their money with that hairdo. All right, well, now here's Chris with a quick look at your forecast.
Yeah, we are looking at cloudy skies as we get our Friday underway, but these skies will clear later today. We'll take another look at your forecast when we come back.
CBS Tonight.
Everywhere I go, I'm always consider joining the battle against veteran suicide. Contact Scotty at Charlie 22 to learn about impactful partnerships.
Welcome back to the KOAM Morning News. 6:23 now on this Friday, March the 1st here in the 4 states. And it's a bit chilly. It's a bit cloudy. Got a little bit of a breeze and the roads and everything drying out from a few stray showers last night. And the skies are eventually going to clear out as we head later into the day. That was our camera on the Cornell Complex. This is the MoDOT camera on 32nd and Range Line looking back to the west. Again, if you look close enough, roadways are still just a wee bit wet. We even had a little bit of drizzle out there this morning. Skywatch Storm Tracker really only picking up on a couple of stray showers out there associated with this low pressure system continuing to push off to the east, and it is now bringing snow into northeastern Missouri and into Illinois just outside of St. Louis, and it in fact actually is bringing showers and thunderstorms. Take a look at this whole system all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, so it's a pretty big system out there. We are going to be dealing with increasing winds as we head into the weekend, and as such a fire weather watch is in effect for most of southeast Kansas. This kicks in Sunday morning and runs until Sunday evening. Now, this could be expanded. It could also be upgraded to a red flag warning, and I wouldn't be surprised if we see a few more of those around the area, because by the time we head into Sunday, it is going to get breezy. In our Saturday, it gets breezy enough. Southerly winds gusting 25, potentially up to 30 miles an hour. But as we go overnight and into Sunday morning, take a look at these wind gusts out of the south, 40, 50 miles an hour in some cases out there, and it will stay breezy like that all through our Sunday. So if you have any weekend plans, do keep that in mind. And through this weekend, I know it's going to be great weather to get outside and grill. Unfortunately, you're not going to be able to really do that, at least not safely. You're going to want to make sure you're taking precautions. Still cloudy. 37, feels like 33 in Joplin, south-southeast breeze at 5. Around the region, temperatures not bad, warmer than where we were yesterday morning. Still chilly, but not bad. Mid-upper 30s out there across most of the region. Excuse me, there's got to be something in the studio because you and I both have been doing that all morning. All right. Skies clearing through the morning hours, 46 by 11 o'clock this morning. Heading into the afternoon, sunny skies, mid-upper 50s. And just because I want to be 100% honest, there's a couple of pieces of computer data that says the clouds may clear out a little slower. Because we don't have gusty winds today, it's a remote possibility. If they don't, the biggest impact it's going to have is our temperatures will be about 3 or 4 degrees cooler than this. But most of the data agrees, and I do believe most of the data is right, that we're going to be sunny by this afternoon, but just keep that in mind. It's a remote possibility. It may stay cloudy a little longer. Clear skies through the evening and into the overnight. We'll fall back into the low 40s tonight. Warmer this weekend, and of course, as we mentioned, windier. Low 70s tomorrow, upper 70s Sunday. Clouds increasing later in the day Sunday. This storm system, it's been on the screen for the last several days. The only thing is it's gradually been slowing down. So now it's been pushed back till Monday afternoon. So that gives us one more day into the mid-70s, and we'll see some thunderstorms lingering into Tuesday morning. That kicks us down for the rest of the week into the upper 50s, so still not bad, and rain chances return toward the end of next week. That is a check of your forecast. Now we're going to send it over to Elise with Health Watch.
Topping Health Watch this morning, more than 1 billion people globally are now living with obesity, according to an analysis published in The Lancet. Rates among children and adolescents increased 4 times from 1990 to 2022. In the United States, the obesity rate more than doubled for both women and men. One study author warns major global issues like climate change, the COVID pandemic, and the war in Ukraine risk making the health issue even worse. Alcohol-related deaths are on the rise in the United States. The CDC says there were about 178,000 deaths from excessive alcohol use from 2020 through 2021. That is a 29% increase from just 5 years earlier. The report also found more men die from excessive alcohol use than women, but women are starting to close the gap. Well, backyard bathing is making a comeback overseas as health-conscious folks dip their toes into a new trend. Experts say there are a lot of benefits if you're brave enough. CBS's Ian Lee has the story from London.
The shivering sensation can take more than your breath away.
That was enough hot.
But dipping into a cool pool, these backyard bathers say, delivers a feel-good frozen feeling.
No, it's good. It's refreshing, isn't it?
Experts claim the health benefits on this pathway to pain start by steaming with strangers at 185 degrees.
It is actually doing amazing things in terms of reducing inflammation and promoting circulation in the body.
But it's the plunge into freezing 35-degree water that leaves sauna goers smiling.
Endorphins flowing through the body, so that's why people will talk about feeling quite high after the sauna and the cold plunge.
The shock to the system is electrifying London.
I feel great.
I feel alive.
Yeah.
With community sauna baths bubbling up amid the city's concrete rat race, offering a place to disconnect.
This is the one place where I'm not reaching for my phone. I'm in the sauna, I'm not even thinking about it.
It relaxes me more. I think because you have to slow down your mind and your body.
And experts say the more you go, the more you soak up the benefits.
Having that once a week ritual can just be a really amazing reset.
Letting off some steam in a cool new community. Ian Lee, CBS News, London.
European researchers found men who sauna more than 3 times a week are at a lower risk of developing dementia and Alzheimer's disease. Well, that's a look at some of today's top health stories. We'll be right back. But first, here's a live look from Morse Park in Neosho, Missouri.
Now we're doing a prayer right now.
Dennis at Warren Turner Field. Tickets are $5. Kids 12 and under are free.
Email Rhonda, scan this QR code, or visit VitaNovaVillage.org, and you'll help provide homeless individuals with a private living space and the support to succeed.
Right now at 6:30, a beloved children's book character brings a love of reading to some kids in Joplin.
And we've got a cloudy start to our day, a little bit on the chilly side, but it is going to warm up and it will clear out. We'll take a look at that forecast, get you out the door coming up.
Plus, the Fort Scott Chamber of Commerce hosted a reception for local artists showcased at a new exhibit.
The 4 states' most watched news starts now.
Good morning, 4 states, and welcome to the KOAM Morning News. It's 6:33. I'm Elise Snowy.
I'm Chris Warner. So before we went to break, we were showing you Morse Park trout season getting underway. We got a live report coming up down there a little later this morning, and it's a little bit chilly.
A little bit chilly out there for some fishing.
Doing all that business, but you know.
Looks fun to me though.
Oh, absolutely. It does look like a lot of fun. The good news is it will gradually warm up. MoDOT camera 32nd and range line in Joplin. It is pointed back to the west, and you can see the road still a wee bit on the damp side. We've had some drizzle out there, here and there, and of course on drizzle, that does not show up on the Skywatch storm tracker, and the little bit of shower activity that's left is fading away. But take a look off to the south and west. You see some clear skies out there. Still a few clouds here and there, but these skies expected to continue to clear as all of this system rotates on out of here. We got that snow out in Illinois, showers, thunderstorms stretching all the way back down to the Gulf of Mexico. For us though, we are about 10 degrees warmer now than we were 24 hours ago, mid-upper 30s across the area, so not a bad start to the day at all. Kids getting on the bus, it's still going to be mostly cloudy, 34, that south breeze around 5 to 10 miles an hour. But when the bus brings them home, totally different out there. Sunny skies, 56, but the wind still manageable south at about 5 to 10. Highs today, mid-upper 50s, skies clearing through the morning. Sunny by this afternoon, clear into the evening and overnight. As we head into this weekend, though, not only will the temperatures go up, but the winds will pick up as well. We're going to take a look at all that in the full forecast a little later. Elise?
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, the Freeman Learning Center had a special visitor yesterday. The Cat in the Hat showed up to help Freeman executives read 3 of their favorite Dr. Seuss classic stories to excited children. The hope for organizers was to foster a love of reading that will last a lifetime.
More importantly, that we do want to interact with them, and also that reading is fun and you can do things with it that you may not do otherwise. A lot of times we kind of get complacent and everything's fed to us on a video stream or TikTok or something, but the imagination that gets spurned with a book, you just can't replace that.
Freeman Health System and Ozarks Public Television teamed up for the event, which helps promote reading skills and develop the kids' love of reading. Well, Fort Scott is home to a new art exhibit. The Chamber of Commerce yesterday hosted an artist reception for the new Bourbon County Arts Council Fine Arts exhibit. All of the work comes from local artists and is set up at the Ellis Fine Arts Center at Fort Scott Community College.
We're from a rural area. I see a lot of animals. I see a lot of flowers and landscape, a lot of organic things. And I think it's just, you get a really sense of handmade, creative, working with your hands kind of aspect. So the inspiration, I would say, just kind of area.
The exhibit will be opened through March 9th. You can check it out from noon to 7 p.m. every day. That's a look at our top news stories coming up this half hour on the KOAM Morning News. If it's Friday, you know what that means. We've got Shannon Becker live in Neosho at Morse Park to help us close out the week with his big 3 news stories. And we have a warmer and a sunnier day today. We'll have what to expect with Chris Warner in the Skywatch Weather Center. You're watching the KOAM Morning News. We'll be right back.
Hello, everyone. My name is Christina Valdez with again.
Thank you.
Well, welcome back. We've got Shannon Becker joining us live from Neosho to give us his big 3 news stories of the week. Good morning, Shannon.
Good morning, Elise, and welcome to the morning show. Congratulations on the new gig.
you.
I hope you're as
Thank you
excited
so
as we
much.
are to have you, of course. All right. It's the Big 3 Stories of the Week. We do them every Friday morning at 6:40 and 7:40. I'm Shannon Becker, KOAM News Now. We're in Morris Park at the kickoff of trout season, number 3 this week, KOAM News Now. I'm Shannon Becker. This week, our number 3 story, it was actually a fire in Morris Park broke out here. About 30 acres burned the other day. We were live here on the scene as firefighters from the area, including, of course, Neosho, with assistance from Redding's Mill, had to build a fire line and stop that fire from spreading further into the woods, and they lit a backfire line. Our number 2 KOAM news story, it was just south of Redding's Mill. A young man was killed in a motorcycle crash. He was traveling towards the Redding's Mill area. Seneca man, 22 years old, was killed attempting to pass in a double yellow and a curve. That's our number 2 story. And our number 1 story, everybody's talking about across the area. Oh my gosh. Would you believe if I cannot remember the number 1 story? What is it?
Sorry, what was it?
There's too much going on in my life right now. What is it?
Pick up at Denny's.
Oh my gosh, it was here in Neosho too. How could I forget that? The other morning, a pickup drove into the Denny's. The good news is Denny's is back open, if you can believe it. That's great. Only closed for about a day and a half, and they're back open here on Lusk Drive. No one was injured as the pickup drove completely through the wall right by the entrance there. Oh my goodness. Well, something I haven't forgotten. We are at Morris Park in Neosho. You can find more details on our website. It's the unofficial beginning of spring as we kick off trout season. Hickory Creek here in Morris Park is stocked with rainbow trout. And this is what they call the unofficial start of spring, even though spring starts later in the month. So we'll have more coming up with the Neosho Parks Director, Kenny Ball, right here on the KOAM Morning News. I'm Shannon Becker.
Okay, we may have gone a little BBQ crazy at Sonic, but when burgers, we decided to shrink the price of this melty fan favorite. In finance, they call that one heck of a deal. $1.99 Sonic quarter-pound double cheeseburger.
All right, time for some Friday birthdays here in the 4 states, and we are starting in Bartlett, Kansas with Christian Hope, celebrating birthday number 10, says love Fox, Papa Bear, Big Mama, Aunt Stephanie, Aunt Samantha, and of course, the rest of the family. Happy birthday, Christian.
Emerson Ratcliffe is turning 10 years old today from Fort Scott, Kansas. Happy birthday to Emerson.
And in Neosho today, Lucas Barnett celebrating birthday number 10. Says happy birthday, Lucas. We love you. Love mom, dad, brothers, and sisters.
And Matthew Kalanch from Chanute, Kansas is turning 12 years old today. Happy birthday to Matthew.
And Marone Schupbach in Farlington celebrating birthday number 13. A very happy birthday to you, Marone.
Olivia Wheatley turns 14 years old today. She's from Chanute, Kansas. Happy 14th birthday to Olivia.
And in Moran, Chris Ferguson celebrating number 17. A very happy birthday to you, Chris.
Olivia Black is turning 17. She's from Humboldt, Kansas, and says a love from Grandma, Lexi, Lizzie, and Judson. Happy birthday to Olivia.
And over in Frontenac, a senior at Frontenac High School, McKinley Morrison, celebrating birthday number 18. Happy birthday, McKinley.
Nat Miller turns 42 today from Seneca, Missouri. Matt, happy birthday from Maddie, Emma, Chief, Mom, and all the rest of the family.
And in Knoll, Clyde Pickles celebrating birthday number 47 with lots of love from the wife and the children.
Now on over to Weir, Kansas, where Jason Smith is turning 47. It says love Dorothy, Shawnal, Danielle, Michael, Samuel, and Jake.
And in Jasper, Sheila Harris celebrating birthday number 67. Happy birthday, Sheila.
Dale Rodden turns 89 in Columbus, Kansas. Happy birthday to you, Dale.
And Eunice Shriplin celebrating birthday number 89 as well over in Chanute. Happy birthday to you, Eunice.
And Terry Hildebrand from Chetopa, Kansas is also celebrating a birthday today. Happy birthday, Terry.
And our list does continue. Our neighbor in Crestline, Chris Palmer, is celebrating another year wiser. Happy birthday, Chris.
Steve Bacon in Pittsburgh is also celebrating his birthday today. Happy birthday, Steve.
And another one of our neighbors right next door in Crestline, Betty Lou Crossland, celebrating a birthday today as well. Now that's a birthday list. That is a birthday list right there. Elise, if they want to continue to make that list so grand and celebrate with us, what do they need to do?
Hope they'll continue submitting to birthdays at KOAMnewsnow.com.
And of course, make sure you meet that deadline at the bottom of your screen. That way, you can ensure your birthday or anniversary makes it on the air on the correct date. All right, today, it doesn't look like a good day to celebrate a birthday, but I have good news. It's going to be a great day to celebrate a birthday, a great day to go outside. It's a great day for Peanut Butter Day and to go visit the George Washington Carver Monument down in Diamond. But we have to just get there, and it's not going to take much longer. Our camera, Cornell Complex downtown, cloudy skies so far, but they are eventually going to clear out from west to east today. MoDOT camera, 32nd in range line, not looking too bad out there either. There's those clouds. Here's where they clear, and there are a few high clouds off to the southwest, but all of this is going to rotate on out of here. Nothing really left in our area after a few showers overnight. This low pressure tracking off to the east-northeast. Snow across a good portion of Illinois where they were dealing with severe weather and tornadoes just a few days ago from that system that dropped our temperatures 50 degrees. It brought them some nasty weather across parts of Illinois and into Wisconsin. And showers and thunderstorms stretch all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico. Now, as for us this morning, we are in the mid to upper 30s out there, with a couple of low 30s out there, 35 Neosho and 34 Monette. Not bad otherwise, and warmer than where we were yesterday. We got those mostly cloudy skies to start the day, 34 when the kids get on the bus. South breeze at 5 to 10 miles an hour. And this is not in the right spot, but when the kids come back home, 56, by the way. Let's skip ahead a bit. I actually got enough sleep last night, and that's the problem. Fire weather watch Sunday morning through Sunday evening for most of southeastern Kansas. This could be extended. It could be upgraded to a red flag warning, and it wouldn't surprise me if we saw a few others, because as we go into Sunday, it's going to get very windy. Our Saturday, winds out of the south gusting upwards of 25, potentially 30 miles an hour through Saturday, so already breezy. But as we go overnight and into Sunday, take a look at these wind gusts. Still out of the south, but now pushing 40 to 50 miles an hour. So absolutely no outdoor burning. I know it's going to be a great weekend temperature-wise. You want to get out there, you want to grill, do a fire pit, whatever the thing may be that you're wanting to do. We got to say, don't do it. It's not going to be safe enough to do that with these kinds of winds out there. Temperatures this morning, again, there's those cloudy skies, 37, feeling like 33 in Joplin, south-southeast breeze at 5. Showed you temperatures around the region. Clouds clearing out through the morning, and we'll be up to 46 by 11. As I've mentioned, there's like 2 computer models that suggest the clouds hang around a little longer. If they do, then all it does is it makes us a little cooler today, but the rest of them seem to be on the same consensus that these clouds are gone by this afternoon, and we're going to go mid-upper 50s for our highs, and we're going to be a little warmer tonight, still chilly, but warmer tonight. Clear skies through the evening and overnight, falling back to about 43. And by the way, the winds today much more manageable out of the south at about 5 to 10 miles an hour. We're going to have another look at your forecast, including the temperatures for this weekend and what happens next week after a storm system rolls through Monday. And now we're going to go take it over to Shannon Becker, who's live in Neosho for the start of trout season, trout fishing season. Shannon, good morning. Hope everything's going all right. I know it's a little chilly down there, but it is still a great day to do some fishing.
Yeah, thanks, Chris. You know, it is beautiful. It's been really, really cold before the opening of trout season. We've done this the last 5 years. We're in Neosho's Morse Park. Let's tell you a little bit more details about how amazing this event is. Kenny Balls is the director of the Parks and Rec here in Neosho. Can you tell us if people wanted to fish first day, what do they have to have?
Okay, well, if you want to come down and fish, you need first of all, you need your fishing license, Missouri fishing license. Then you need a trout stamp.
Okay.
And you can get that through online.
Okay.
Through MDC.
Okay.
Or you can purchase that through Walmart, Academy, places
Okay.
like that.
Yeah, we've got the links on our website. People can find it. It's really easy. So tell us about Morse Park. I know you and I have been friends for a while, but you guys have transformed the park here.
Absolutely. 5 years ago, we came up with a plan to try to have a trout season here in Neosho, and this stream is classified the same as Roaring River. It's a white ribbon stream. In other words, the water's cold enough to keep the trout alive year round.
And we're just downstream for the fish hatchery here.
Yes, absolutely. Neosho Fish Hatchery's just right down the stream. So it's something that we opened up, did a lot of clearing and cleaning on the creek, where people could actually get down and fish. You know, we got 2.5 miles of Hickory Creek running through the city of Neosho.
Yeah. You guys are the city of springs, right?
Absolutely, yeah. So there's a lot of water down here. And of course the creek is stocked on a regular basis, so there's plenty of trout in there. So come on down and check it out.
Now, of course, it's not just today. How long does people could fish the rest of the month? Right?
Yeah, they can fish. Actually, they can fish all the way up into the fall.
Oh, okay,
So,
okay.
yes.
Yeah. So,
And then it'll stop, and then give periodically time to regroup and restock and get the fish back in the creek. And then March 1st again next year, come around. Here we go again.
all right. Kenny Balls, thank you so much.
All right.
He's the Neosho Parks and Rec Director. Now, you can come down. Details, you can go to our website. You can buy your Missouri fishing license and your daily trout tag. You can go to our website, KOAM News Now. In Morse Park, Neosho, I'm Shannon Becker, KOAM News Now. We'll be right back after this.
For State Hero.
Here's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door. Authorities in Montgomery County, Kansas file murder charges in connection with the death of a Coffeyville man. Michael McGinnis Jr. of Liberty, Kansas, and William McGinnis of South Coffeyville, Oklahoma are both now charged with first-degree murder. They're accused in the premeditated death of 39-year-old Raymond Burnett. High schoolers from around the area gathered at Pitt State's Irene Ransom Bradley School of Nursing. Almost 170 high school students got to attend yesterday's event and toured the facility. High schoolers engaged with 40 nursing students at the PSU School of Nursing. Pitt State students say it's a great way to see so many students interested in the field as our nation is suffering from a nursing shortage. That's a check of today's top headlines, the news you need to know before you head out the door.
All right, quick recap of that forecast. Sunny today, mid-upper 50s, south breeze 5 to 10 miles an hour. Clear skies through the evening and overnight, and a little warmer again tonight, falling back into the low 40s. We're going to warm up. 70s this weekend, winds increasing, and we could see gusts 40 to 50 miles an hour on Sunday. Storm system comes in Monday afternoon, so one more 70-degree day. Thunderstorms, and we cool down into the upper 50s next week with some additional rain chances by the end of next week.
But certainly some gorgeous days ahead of us.
Absolutely.
All right, thanks, Chris. Well, coming up today at noon, we're making slow cooker chicken enchiladas in the Mr. Food Test kitchen.
And your morning news continues on KOAM with CBS Mornings.
Or you can switch on over with us on Fox 14, where your only local morning news continues. This morning, we'll hear of a new study on how dogs are helping calm any anxiety at the dentist.
Plus, Shannon Becker joining us live in Neosho at Morse Park for the start of trout fishing season, and of course his big 3 stories of the week. Looking forward to all of that.
Absolutely.
However, that's going to wrap it up for us for
Wrap it up
now.
for us today.
That's done. We are done. But we had so much fun doing this. Did you have fun doing this?
I did.
Excellent.
Thank you so much, Chris, for having me.
We will be back Monday morning.
Yes,
at
we
5
will.
a.m.
And we'll see you right here today at noon.
Your year of adventure.